Good evening from Mo Rubenstein Stadium in Ambridge, Pennsylvania. Tonight, the Woodland Hills Wolverines travel to Ambridge to take on the Bridgers, the last-place team in the Quad North. Brian.
Well, these Bridgers have really struggled this year. They've only scored 26 points all season long, and they're coming in this game with a record of 0-6. The Wolverines, on the other hand, are coming off an impressive victory, 30-0 last week over Seneca Valley. So they're really in control of their own destiny in the playoff race right now.
Really, Wolverines don't have much of a better chance than tonight to break the 11-game road losing streak they seem to be on. Last win again, October 14th, 1994, almost 2 years to the day when the Wolverines defeated the Kiski Cavaliers out at Davis Field 43-12. So stay tuned here on Woodland Hills High School Television as the Wolverines take on Ambridge. All right, the captains for Ambridge, number 70, Josh Syback, number 77, Larry Selleck, 81, Eli Holsinger, and 63, John Mosorka was in. For Woodland Hills, number 26, Ben Tate, number 55, Jim Ruane, and number 79, Chris Cody. Coin has just been flipped, and the result, Ambridge won the toss. They defer to the third quarter. Woodland Hills will get the ball, and they will defend the end zone to our right.
So this could be a good opportunity for the Wolverines to try to put Ambridge away early here. Set the tone, gain the momentum, come down the field and score an early touchdown would really be good for the Wolverines tonight.
Well, the sun has just set over the rocky cliffs beyond the Ohio River and just beyond the city of Ambridge. Gorgeous night settling in here for tonight's game. Temperature down in the 40s, no wind, clear sky. Couldn't be better. This darkness sets in here at Mo Rubenstein Stadium.
A nice small school setting in a big school town here in Ambridge.
Brian would like to correct the last thing he just said.
A small town setting in a big school. I think I got that right.
Yes, that's right. Ambridge, though, is the lowest Quad A school in terms of enrollment, just about 430. Wolverines are about 800, 850, maybe close to 900. They're one of the top 5 biggest enrollments in Quad A.
And that really hurts them when it comes to football and sports like that, because
Ambridge,
they're really at a disadvantage with not having as many students to draw from at all.
Kicking it off for Ambridge will be number 2, Mike Carr. Back deep to receive Nanji Walker and Ferguson. Wolverines again defending the end zone to our right. They will move right to left in the first quarter here at Mo Rubenstein Stadium. Mo Rubenstein, again, our head coach here out at Ambridge, one of the winningest coaches in WPIAL history. Carr ready to put his foot to the ball and get this one underway.
Nanji, Fletcher, and Ferguson back deep to receive for the Wolverines.
Walker. And it's a squib, and it hits one of the Wolverines out to 30, but good heads-up play. It hit Brandon Payne at the 35-yard line. It skipped right off, and one of the Wolverines who was running back to block covered the football up. It's Ben Tate, number 26. Heads-up play by him.
We saw the Wolverines try that on the opening kickoff last week, and Scooter Scott Henderson tried to boot one down and recover the onside kick against Seneca Valley, but they were unsuccessful last week, and Ambridge was unsuccessful here tonight.
It's a good thing to try, though, early in the game, trying to get the momentum going your way. First and 10, Woodland Hills at their own 35. The quarterback, D. Williams. Offensive line of Larry Vogel, Tony Hoots, Tim Bostard, Khalid Johnson, and Barry Crable. 2 men to the near side, 1 slot back, 1 wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield. In motion goes Bill Ferguson to the far side. And the D, first and 10, hands off. Eric Walker, he's through the line for 35, 45. He's across the 50, the 45, 40, puts on the afterburners. He's gone for a touchdown. Eric Walker on the first play of the game scores, and it's 6-0 Wolverines early.
That's the start the Wolverines wanted. Sort of remnants of the Rose Bowl a few years back when Kajana Carter broke one for Penn State.
Looked exactly like him on that play. Well, Eric busted through a few tackles there and was able to leave J.R. Edmonds of Ambridge in his vapor trail on that one. He was gone. He put on the speed there, 65 yards for a touchdown.
The offensive line made that keyhole, filled it up, and he ran right through it all the way for the touchdown. Wolverines 6-0 early on.
Scooter to attempt the extra point. The holder will be Bill Ferguson, number 27.
Wolverines missed all of their conversions last week in their victory against Seneca Valley. Scooter would really like this one up and through for a momentum builder.
High snap. Ferguson gets it down. Kick is up.
He got it.
And he knocks it through. No flags. And it's 7-0. Woodland Hills with 11:45 left in the first quarter. Eric Walker. A 65-yard touchdown run.
That has to be tough for this Ambridge team. As many defeats as they've had this season, to have a game start off like that is not very good.
You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks.
This is the Woodland Hills High School Cable Radio Network. We'd like to thank Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile for our cellular communications tonight. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you.
Well, Woodland Hills up 7-0 early. To kick it off, it will be Scott Anderson. Usually attempts onside kicks. I don't think he'd be doing that right now. Back deep to receive, J.R. Emmons, number 9, number 31. That's Jason Bahinsky, and number 23. There is no 23. It's 22, sorry. Sean West. Well, the Wolverines got the lead, as they did last week at Seneca Valley. And they blew the Raiders away. Let's see what happens here. Scooter kicks it low. It hit one of the Ambridge players in the back of his leg. And after a big pileup, the ball hit number 59, Lucas Andrews, in the back of his leg.
It's going to go over to the Wolverines, I think. They're signaling that. I think the referees may have made a preliminary signal. Yes, it is.
And it is.
Wolverines ball. Wow.
Scooter kicked it off, and Lucas Andrews was turning back to go kick it, or go for his kick coverage, and hit him right in the back of the leg.
That sort of shows the bad luck Ambridge has had all season long, and the Wolverines, at least for the past 2 weeks, have really had the good luck side. They've had so many bounces last week against Seneca Valley in their victory. Another one goes their way tonight. Again, 1st and 10 for the Wolverines, about just short of the 40-yard line.
1st and 10, Williams the quarterback. One slot back. It's Ferguson, one wide receiver. It's near side, Raymar Hester, 2 men in the backfield. Ferguson in motion to the near side again. As Wolverines on the far hash mark. Handoff will go to the fullback, Fawn Nanji, and Fawn slides up to the 36-yard line.
So Fawn only got about 4 yards on that one, 2nd and 6 for the Wolverines. Ambridge had a little bit of better penetration on that as well, as they really came up through the line and stopped them for a gain of only 4 yards. That's at least a little bit of a gain for Ambridge.
Officially 5 yards on the play, 2nd and 5 at the 37. Wolverines up to the line again. Payne the slot back, Hester the wide receiver, Tyler Novak at tight end, Nanji the fullback, Walker the tailback, and Medea quarterback. Medea looks to pass here, looking far side, throws it too high for Raymar Hester at the 30-yard line on the short stop route. Incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
Raymar at 5'5" was just a little bit too short to get up for that one. Wolverines will have their first 3rd down in the game to try to convert.
Woodland Hills up here early, 7-0. First play from scrimmage, Eric Walker ran 65 yards for a touchdown. Woodland Hills to the line again. 2 men. They split out to opposite sides. Hester to the near side, Ferguson the far side. 2 men in the backfield again. Medea pass. Looking, he puts it up on a timing route for Bill Ferguson, and he can't hold in the pass at the 15-yard line, incomplete, and it will be 4th down.
So the Williams have about a 4th and 4. And this is kind of the situation on the field where you aren't really sure if they're going to bring on the punting unit. They're about the 36-yard line. Looks like, yes, the punting unit is going to come on, so Wolverine's going to kick this one away.
Again, Delrica Fletcher, the punter for Woodland Hills, he's hurt with that separated shoulder. He's out this week. They think he'll be back by next week.
Looks like Brandon Payne will be out there doing the punting duties for the Wolverines.
He and Delrica split the punting duties. Here's a replay there as Bill Ferguson couldn't haul it in. Back to receive the punt, Gary Hill and J.R. Edmonds. Low snap, but Payne holds it in, and he gets off a good end-over-end kick. Taken by Hill at the 8, he slips, and he just sort of bends up to the 13-yard line. The officials will mark it with 10:47 left in the first quarter. It's Woodland Hills 7, Ambridge nothing. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks. I'll remind you to call the Woodland Hills Television Sports Line at 244-8824. 244-8824. Leave your questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and suggestions about tonight's broadcast as the graphic comes on cue with the Sports Line answering machine.
Now a first look at the Ambridge offense. Let's see what they can do. They're down 7-0 to the Wolverines.
Led by quarterback number 11, Gary Pugh, a junior. Pugh hands off to the second man, sorry. He's popped to the backfield. He slides off Joe Sperduto's tackle and gets back to the line of scrimmage. taking that ball was number 3, Miguel Aguilera.
Wolverines defense really looked impressive last week in their 30-0 victory against Seneca Valley. they held Seneca to only 167 yards.
A lot of those came very late.
And a lot of those came very late, but only 34 yards rushing. Seneca got most of the yards last week passing the football.
But Tony Conti, their quarterback for Seneca, was 10 of 30. So he put up the ball quite a bit. It wasn't, they were picking the Wolverines apart. Second down, Pugh will give to Aguilera again. And he's across the 15 and up to about the 17-yard line. A pickup of 3 yards on the play. Third down coming up for Ambridge. Making the tackle for Woodland Hills was Gordy Pierce.
So Ambridge gaining yards slowly but surely here, but you're going to have a pretty tough 3rd and 7 to convert.
Pugh, a junior, 6'1", 165. Aguilera is a sophomore, who's 5'10", and weighs 165. There's, again, Terry George, the new head coach here at Ambridge. Playing a lot of younger kids. The Wolverines, again, also have beaten there are 3 new head coaches out here, and the Wolverines have beaten 2 of them already. Deep handoff, it goes to Aguilera. He's over the 20, 25, first down, 35-yard line, and he's up to the 40 where Raymar Hester saves the touchdown. But a pickup of 22 yards on the play for Ambridge, and they have a first down.
So just because this kid's a sophomore doesn't mean he can't play some football. He found the hole. He ran right through it, got 22 yards on the play. First down and 10 for Ambridge. Ball about the 41.5-yard line.
It's a draw play as the Wolverines are looking for the pass. Ambridge offensive line blew a huge hole open up the middle, and Aguilera screeching through, and he actually gets up to the 42-yard line. They mark him, so give him 24 on that carry. He's looking at him go through, break some tackles.
He had a huge hole. He had a huge hole to run right through, and he found it. Give him credit. Nice run.
Hugh passing, looking deep for Gary Hill, number 28. Hill turned around and made Brandon Payne fall down. Bill Ferguson. But the pass was too far for him, incomplete.
Used a shotgun setup on that one. It's a little bit unusual. We don't see that much in high school football, but
John, the person who used to use it quite a bit was John Usino at Penn Trafford, but he has left WPIAL, is now coaching out of Hazleton. Is the only other high school team I've ever seen using it.
So Ambridge has a little bit different look here than we see most high school teams use, but we'll have to see if it's going to work for them tonight against the Wolverines. I've seen the Wolverines defense, his weakness has been passing so far this season. Again, he's going to work the shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield, 3 wideouts.
Slight pressure now, throws the screen, and it's in and out of the hands of number 31, Jason Bohinski. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Bohinski tried to run with the ball before he actually had it. He looked upfield, but the ball slipped out of his hands, and he tried to run with the ball. If you try to run with it before you catch it, you're just going to drop it.
3rd and 10 now for Ambridge as we're seeing a shotgun. Georgia also obviously trying to establish a little tradition here at Ambridge, and trying to set up a little aura here. He's going to use a shotgun, one of the few high school teams that do. 2 sidecar backs in the backfield with Pugh and 2 men set out to the far side on 3rd and 10. High snap, and Pugh has it. Looking across, throws it across the middle. It's incomplete at the 45-yard line. Coverage on the play by Torrey Weems. The pass was intended for J.R. Edmonds.
That Pugh really seems to have a pretty good arm for Ambridge. We've seen him out in the shotgun now 3 times in this series, and he seems to really be firing the ball, and they're pretty good, even though he's had some incompletions. If you have a good quarterback, there's your tendency is going to look to go that way. The Wolverines have, of course, McD Williams, and they throw the ball a lot, even though they don't use a shotgun.
A replay, good coverage in the secondary by the Wolverines. You had to put that into double coverage. Torrey Weems made a nice play to prevent the catch.
He's sort of a sidearm toss, but gets that real nice tight spiral out of it.
Now, the punt coming up here.
High snap.
High snap, but it's hauled in by 32, the punter, and that is Dave Smith. Hits it down. Bill Ferguson dropped the ball, but Alvin Bryant there to cover it up on the 31. So the Wolverines get able to cover that one, and a flag comes in here late. Most likely a personal foul, unnecessary roughness after the play, as the Wolverines will get the ball 1st and 10 with 8:31 left in the first quarter, with the Wolverines up 7-0. We want your unwanted camcorders, working or not. Please call the television, Woodland Hills High School Television at 244-8824 if you have any information about that. Donate to your local cable high school TV station. The personal foul is against Woodland Hills.
So that's going to mark that back 15 yards from the spot.
We'll take it back to about the 15-yard line of Woodland Hills. And that's where it will be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. First play from the scrimmage, Eric Walker broke a 65-yard touchdown run. The Wolverines then recovered an onside kick, it looked like, on the ensuing kickoff.
I don't actually think that was intentional. It just hit off the Ambridge player's back, and they got a lucky break on it.
No. Scotty's the one who usually kicks the onside kicks. Brady usually does the regular kickoff, so I don't know. One slap back, one wide receiver, and Walker gets the call again, and he's through the line. And he's tripped up at the 24-yard line on the tackle with Eli Holsinger for Ambridge. He's 2nd down. Actually, that personal foul came after the play, so it made a 1st and 25 for Woodland Hills, so they need to get the ball up to the Ambridge, or to their own 41-yard line. So this is going to bring up about 2nd down and 17 after Eric picked up 8 on that last carry. Two wide receivers here on 2nd and long, and 2 men in the backfield. McD will hand off again. It's Eric Walker. He's over the 25 up to the 30. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage and will make it 3rd down and 10. Holsinger again making the tackle for Ambridge.
Boy, Eric Walker had a nice spin move in there. He could have been brought down 5 yards behind where he actually ended up on the play. Made a nice spin move, got away from a tackle, and gained his way up to the 30-yard line. But the Wolverines are going to have a 3rd and 10 after that personal foul penalty on 1st down. So they're going to have another tough 3rd down to convert.
Graphic there showed you the game next week between Woodland Hills and North Allegheny. We'll talk about that in a minute here after this 3rd down play. And McD fakes to Eric, rolls out. Looks downfield, throws complete to Bill Ferguson at the 41, 1st down, cuts back at his own 45, and fights to get up to the 50, and he's stopped just short on the tackle. Steve Smith and J.R. Edmonds, and a 1st down for Woodland Hills.
Ferguson with a nice catch there on the far side of the field, able to haul it in and gain a few yards after he caught the ball as well. Wolverines 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line, looking good on this drive.
Again, Woodland Hills next week taking on North Allegheny. If the Wolverines win tonight, it becomes a big, big ball game. The Wolverines win. All they would have to do then is beat one of the weaker teams in the section, Shaler, in their last game of the season. Of course, it's homecoming. The parade is at 5 o'clock here on Woodland Hills Television. Will be broadcast live, and then the kickoff live again at 7. That's all down at the Wolverina. And they run the flanker reverse to Brandon Payne. He's across the 50, 45, 40, 35, and inside the 35 to the 31-yard line. A 19-yard pickup on the reverse for Woodland Hills and a 1st down.
The whole Ambridge defensive line, all their linebackers bid on the handoff up the middle. No one saw that flanker reverse coming to Brandon Payne. He ran right across the right side, gained 20 yards on the play. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines at about the 30-yard line.
Wolverines have not used that play that much. In the past, last year didn't use it that much, and this year they're using it quite a bit. They used it 2 years ago quite a lot with their flankers, and it helped. And Ferguson, they fake it this time, and Medee's looking for Raymar Hester. He's going to take it himself as Medee. He's inside the 30, inside the 20-yard line, and out of bounds. The flag down at the line of scrimmage.
And when the flag's back in that situation, a lot of times it's either a flag offsides before the play or holding call against the Wolverines. Let's see what the referee's call is.
And it is holding against Woodland Hills. We'll see if we can get it on the replay here.
Probably in the Wolverines offensive line there.
I couldn't really tell there.
Right there.
That was where it was. It looked like Tim Boster picked up the holding call. Well, that knocks it back 10 yards to the 40 of Ambridge. Actually, mark it back to the 42, sorry. That makes it 1st and 20 for Woodland Hills.
When Tim was on the ground, he grabbed the Seneca player a little bit in the back there and of his foot, and I guess that's the referees. On their discretion, they thought that was holding. So we'll go with their call there. 1st and 20. 1st and 20 for the Wolverines.
6:19 left in the opening quarter. The Wolverines up 7-0 on a 65-yard touchdown run by Eric Walker. One slot back, one wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield here on the 1st down and 20 play for the Wolverines. Hard snap count by Medee, and he goes back to pass. Fakes the deep hand off to Walker. Now looks, feeling some pressure, eluding. Will take it himself. He's across the 40 to the 30-yard line. Still going to the outside the 20-yard line, inside the 25-yard line to the 20. And that should be awful close to the Woodland Hills 1st down. Great scrambling ability by Medee Williams. And we saw that at North Hills. He had a real long run. And this time again, he didn't see anyone out downfield. Instead of going more towards the outside, he cut this one up the middle and got some nice downfield blocking.
They're going to come out and measure this one. Actually, now they're going to signal 1st down for the Wolverines. Nice scramble there by Medee Williams. I think it's safe to say that his ankle is better now after an injury a few weeks back. Excellent scramble. We've seen it 2 plays in a row. The first one was called back on a penalty.
Tim Bostard, who was called for the hold on the previous play, made a nice downfield block there to spring the D for extra yardage. So he makes up for the hold. 1st and 10 now at the 20. Eric Walker gets it over the 20, 15-yard line, takes one man on, and he gets down to the 12. An 8-yard pickup on the play will be 2nd down.
Also, it's nice to see Tim Bostard's feeling a lot better after last week. He had suffered a concussion after the victory against Seneca Valley, and late in the game he was really out of it on the field. And after the game, he was taken to the emergency room with a concussion. He was really feeling bad in the early part of the week, but he's recovered now and he's playing pretty well for the Wolverines.
Eric picked up 7, they're saying, on that play, takes it down to the Ambridge 13. It'll be 2nd and 3. Woodland Hills 7, Ambridge nothing with 5:11 left in the first quarter. One slot back, one wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield. And they fake the flank reverse to Brandon Payne again. Throw to Fawn. Angie does Medea, and Fawn drops it at the 6. It'll be 3rd down and short.
Yes, Fawn should have had that one right in his hands. He tried to look forward before he actually had the ball. They tried to run with it before he actually had it, and that cost him the drop. So Wolverines forced to 3rd and 3 here. Would like to convert to get the 1st down. Had a pretty good drive so far. Suffered some penalties, but have been able to recover from them and make a decent drive down the field. They lead 7-0 here over Ambridge still first quarter.
Now we're going to see 3rd and 3 at the 13-yard line. The Wolverines need the Ambridge 10. The key for Woodland Hills tonight, try to put Ambridge away early so they don't let Ambridge keep building confidence that they can beat the Wolverines, and that's what happened at Newcastle. And off goes Derek Walker. He's hit at the line, slides off a tackle, trying to get to the far side, and he fights forward for the 1st down inside the 10 to about the 8. Another great run by Eric Walker, very similar to the touchdown run he had against Butler.
Yes, Eric Walker's second effort definitely got him the 1st down. He would have been stopped way short of the 1st down. Battled his way through, got an extra 3 or 4 yards, then able the Wolverines to get the 1st down.
1st down and goal now for Woodland Hills at the Ambridge 8. Made Odak right there in the middle of your picture. The equipment managers for Woodland Hills also paints all the yard markers and the end zones at the Wolverina. 1st and goal. Walker gets the call. Huge hole up the middle. Sorry, that's Vaughn Nanji who got the ball. And it's a touchdown for the Wolverines. Vaughn runs it in from 7 yards out, and the Wolverines lead 13-0.
Got to give the offensive line credit for that touchdown. My broadcast partner Matt could have ran through that hole. It was huge. Vaughn had the easy little scamper right through the middle. Got the touchdown. Wolverines lead 13-0. So here's the replay right there. Look at that. About a 3 or 4 foot hole for Vaughn. Actually, even more than that. Easy run for Vaughn Nanji.
Touchdown. Scott Henderson on to attempt the extra point to make it a 14-0 game with 4:29 left in the opening quarter. This is Ambridge's homecoming, and I'm sure the Ambridge faithful would like for them to keep this one close. Scooter's extra point good, and with 4:29 left in the opening quarter, Woodland Hills 14, Ambridge nothing. You're watching Woodland Hills High School television on your local TCI and Time Warner cable networks.
Also like to thank Beltland 9X Mobile for providing our cellular communications tonight. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you.
And the Quad North tonight, some other ball games going on. North Hills visiting Newcastle. Butler and Shaler, and Seneca Valley and North Allegheny. It's a big game for Seneca Valley now that they lost to the Wolverines. So they want to keep their playoff hopes in still a pretty good chance. They're still in a pretty good position.
I'm sure the Wolverine fans will be watching that game closely too, as that could have some implications on the Wolverines' playoff picture later on in the season.
Well, the Wolverines are up 14-0. The Ambridge did pick up a 1st down on their first possession, and the Wolverines stopped them after that. And to kick it off for Woodland Hills will be Scott Henderson, due to receive it. For Ambridge, number 9, J.R. Evans. Number 3, Miguel Aguilera. And number 28, Gary Hill.
Looks like Scott could just be out there for kicking kickoffs here tonight. I would seriously doubt the Wolverines trying to onside kick up 14-0.
Well, it's a low one, and it hits off number 55 and goes out of bounds. Touching that ball was J.P. Wetzel. Ball goes out. It's Ambridge ball at the 30.
Yeah, marked as a 41, I think.
37.
37, yes, you're right. The referee was not marking the ball as coming out of the field.
Well, 1st and 10 now for the Bridgers. They're down 14-0. They'll look to put a drive together here. They were running the ball fairly well. Their big play in that last drive was the 3rd down and long run by Miguel Aguilera that got them the 1st down, but then started putting the ball in the air. Gary Pugh, their quarterback, number 11, the junior, running plays out of the shotgun, and he sets up in the shotgun again. The two sidecar backs, number 41, Bobby Dunn, and number 3, Miguel Aguilera, both sophomores.
Really something different in high school football. See the shotgun, they're going to run out of it here.
Aguilera gets it. He's crossed the 40 to the 45-yard line. Another nice run by the sophomore, and he's taken down at the 45 by Darrell Reeves, and it'll be second and short for Ambridge.
Some smart play calling by Ambridge. They line up in the shotgun, go with the run, sort of fool up the Wolverines. Saw earlier on in the game, Ambridge on a 3rd down and 7 situation, ran the ball, got a first down out of it, a 22-yard gain. So Ambridge is sort of tricking up the Wolverines here early on, but they trail 14-0.
We're down to 4 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. Wolverines holding the 2-touchdown lead. And now Ambridge sets up, and in fact, Pugh this time is under center. 2 wide receivers and 2 men in the backfield. And well, the Wolverines came across, rushed the gun a little early there.
Hard snap count by Pugh could have drew off the Wolverines.
Charlton Mitchell was the one who came across the line. And he was off, and that'll give Ambridge a first down, a 5-yard penalty, and that puts the ball on the 50. The Bridgers get their second first down of the game. Now 1st and 10 for the Bridgers.
Ambridge trying to establish something on this drive after the Wolverines quickly scored on their first possession of the game, first play of their game, on a long touchdown run by Eric Walker, first play from scrimmage.
Pugh in the shotgun again, 2 sidecar backs, 2 wide receivers. No tight ends, and Pugh to throw it. Looking, he wanted number 9, or actually no, he's throwing now for number 81, Eli Holsinger. Had it in his hands, but Darrell Reeves was back there, made a nice play, and prevented Holsinger from catching that ball.
It's another nice throw there by Pugh. He put it right to Holsinger, and it's really, a lot of times in these kind of situations, you have a quarterback who could be as talented as Pugh, but just doesn't have the wide receiver qualities he could at some other schools, and he really gets hurt by that. So we could actually see this Pugh end up being some pretty good college quarterback if he can get into a good program.
Again, out of the shotgun, no tight ends. 2 wide receivers. And they give to Aguilera again. He fumbled the ball. It's on the ground. I think the Wolverines recovered it. In an initial glance, they did. Jabbar Smucker jumps out of the pile, signaling Woodland Hills football. We'll see what the call is. Wolverines getting down under, and yes, it is their ball. Aguilera and Pugh couldn't get ready on that, or couldn't get, weren't on the same page on that handoff, and they're talking about it as they walk off the field. And Aguilera never really had control of it. Fumbles it. Woodland Hills has the ball at the 50.
Again, we're seeing a lot of bounces go the Wolverines' way. We saw one off the back of an Ambridge player, and they fumbled. Wolverines fumbled on one of their possessions early on in the game. Now they recover another Ambridge fumble. So, again, like last week at Seneca Valley, Wolverines getting all the breaks here tonight.
1st and 10 for Woodland Hills. One slot back, 2 wide receiver, or 1 wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield. They fake the flank reverse to Ferguson, throws short, complete to Rich Goins. He's in the Ambridge territory, and he bowls his way all the way down to the 30-yard line. Knocked over number 6, Steve Smith, of the Ambridge secondary, and he gets it down all the way to the Ambridge 27, a 23-yard pickup and a first down for Woodland Hills.
Well, the Wolverines offense really seems to have the Ambridge Bridgers defense a little bit screwed up here early on in the game. They were really confusing them and making some nice plays. They really bit on that flank reverse once again. Wolverines looking good, 22-yard gain on that last play, 1st and 10.
Time still going here, 2:36 left in the first quarter. The Wolverines already up 14-0. Vaughn Nancy gets the call. Spins off a tackler at the 25 and gets down to the 22. Pickup of 6, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
Boy, Fawn never gives up on his runs. He saw him there, an Ambridge player had him totally by his ankles. He still made the extra effort to dive forward. He likes to get every single yard, and that's great. Great at playing by Fawn Najee.
2nd down and 4 for the Wolverines now. 1 slot back, 1 wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield. And they fake the pitch, and it goes to the flank reverse again. It's Bill Ferguson, and he cuts up inside the 20. Should be good enough for the first down to the 16. And he faked the pitch on that play, and Ferguson cut over to take the ball on the reverse. And 6 yards for first down.
A lot of trickery going on here by the Wolverines. Every time they fake a play one way, they go the other way, trying to mess with Ambridge minds a little bit.
First and 10 at the Ambridge 16 now for the Wolverines. They lead at 14-0 in the first quarter. This Quad North game, the Wolverines overall with a record of 3-3 and 2-2 in the conference. Ambridge 0-6 and 0-4 in the conference. Flags on the play as Medee runs the hitch and go with Raymar Hester, Brandon Payne, but the pass was too far and incomplete. We'll see what the flag is. Happened just around the snap of the ball. See if there was some movement on either side of the line.
So it looks like it's going to be what the referee's call is. They're discussing it right now. It's going to be illegal motion against the Wolverines.
Well, the Wolverines have picked up 3 penalties tonight so far. Coach Novak won't be happy with that.
Of course, next week is homecoming at Woodland Hills High School. Homecoming parade live at 5 p.m. in the big homecoming game against North Allegheny at 7 p.m. So stay tuned for that one.
It's next week, and it has some great sports coverage coming up this week as it's 1st and 15 at the 21-yard line of Ambridge. We'll talk about that in a minute, what we're going to have on tap for you this week. 1 slot back, 1 wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield, 1 tight end. Handoff, Rich Goins. He spins out of some tackles and gets across the 20. He was hit behind the line, and he gets up to the 18, a pickup of 3, second down.
Fullback Goins gains some solid yardage up the middle for the Wolverines. Again, of course, coming up this week on Woodland Hills High School television, Tuesday night at 9 p.m.
It's tape delay.
Tape delay coverage of volleyball.
Girls volleyball against Gateway.
That's their senior rec game.
Wednesday also
girls
senior
soccer.
rec game. Yeah, they're playing. That'll be at 9 o'clock. Also tape delay. The girls soccer team taking on Hampton, one of the top ranked teams in WPIAL. As Medee here on 2nd down and 13, fakes the handoff, cuts back inside, gets a good block from Tim Boster. Medee's over the 15, down to the 10, still trying to get to the outside, and out of bounds at the 6. Close to the first down again as Medee's scrambling a lot tonight. Got another nice block from Tim Boster to seal off the end, and Medee cut back inside, and nothing but free room for him to run.
Here's the replay on that one. It seems like Medee's happy feet are paying off for him tonight. He had some nice scampers, got some nice blocks there. Saw by Tim Boster.
There's another downfield block on the same guy Tim got. I didn't see who got it. It was one of the wide receivers, and he really hit number 88 Jim Neese of Ambridge pretty hard. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Woodland Hills at the 6. Pitch to Fawn Nanji going wide. Fawn had room to the outside. Will cut it back inside. Still fighting for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown Woodland Hills, and they lead 20-0 now with 28 seconds left in the first quarter.
So the Wolverines making it look easy early on. And it looks like they could be well on their way to snapping that 11-game road losing streak that has really been haunting this team. Coming up to an early 20-0 lead over Ambridge. Scotty Henderson's extra point could make it 21-0.
Also next week, Thursday, the Woodland Hills boys soccer team plays Gataning down at the Wolverina. That will be live. Woodland Hills High School television. The varsity game starts at 7 o'clock. Scotty to attempt the extra point with 28.1 seconds in marking. I've never seen that in football, with the tenths of the seconds on the end. I only used to see that in basketball, but not in football. First place I've seen it. Snap down, kick up. And in.
Good.
And it's 21-0 now with 28 seconds left in the first quarter. You're watching Woodland Hills High School television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks. Replay of the touchdown, Brian.
Yes, as here we see I'm just going to have to roll that back. It's the end of the touchdown right now. But Fawn actually what he did is he had some nice holes over the right side and worked his way through them. Broke some nice tackles and able to scamper his way in for the touchdown.
Here at Mo Rubenstein.
Also, it's nice to see that Scott Henderson's having a better night tonight. He struggled a lot last week at Seneca Valley when the Wolverines won 30-0, and he's with 3 extra points right now. It's really going to do a lot for Scott. Shot of the Wolverine band right there.
We'll be performing at halftime their American Frontier Field Show for 1996.
And of course, tomorrow night they'll be performing in the Band Fest at the Wolverina, which gets underway at 6 p.m.
We'll have more information for you in the second half about that. There's some information about who's performing down in the truck, and we'll get that for you. Bernie Martin's going to kick this one off now for Woodland Hills.
I believe the Wolverines will be performing a little bit after 10 o'clock tomorrow night, so it's going to be a pretty long Band Fest.
We'll check. University of Pittsburgh Marching Band also performing tonight.
17
on your
schools
screen
down
there was the Woodland Hills cheerleaders, coached by Nadell Payne and Suzanne Gregg. Deep to receive, Aguilera.
Brady Martin's going to kick this one off as well.
They said that. Gary Hill also. Brady gets his foot up into it, and Hill at the 10, over the 20, 25-yard line, still fighting, and he gets up to the 31-yard line. And that's where Ambridge starts here with 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
He almost got brought down by his own man on that play as well when he was returning it. He was number 29 of Ambridge, 28. Gary Hill. They came in there and almost brought him down.
Well, there's the top 5 in the Quad A, according to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. The Gateway Gators with a record of 5-1, coming in at number 5. Upper St. Clair, the record of 4-2. Those 2 losses in non-conference play are at number 4. Next week's opponent for Woodland Hills, North Allegheny, undefeated at 6-0 at 3. North Hills, 6-0, ranked at number 2.
I believe
Penn Hills, number 1.
I believe Penn Hills at Gateway next week too. That also could be a big matchup.
Aguilera trying to get to the outside. Wolverines stringing out nicely, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Brandon Payne out there to make the tackle.
Again, strong Wolverine defense. They haven't allowed a point in the last 5 quarters, so really playing solid with a 30-0 shutout last week against Seneca Valley. Here's a replay
they gave
once
up
again.
Was a field goal to Newcastle in the 4th quarter. So Aguilera can't get to the outside. We've reached the end of the 1st quarter here in Ambridge. The score, Woodland Hills 21, Ambridge nothing. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television on your local TCI, Time Warner Cable Networks.
This is the Woodland Hills High School Cable Radio Network. We'd like to thank Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile for providing our cellular communications tonight from Maine to the Carolinas. We bring it to you.
Wolverines up by 3 touchdowns here against Ambridge. This is last week's game. Butler defeated Newcastle 41-0. North Hills beat this Ambridge team 63-0. North Allegheny played Shaler on Saturday in Shaler's homecoming game. Game was tied at the end of the 1st quarter, but North Allegheny erupted and won big.
Of course, the Wolverines won 30-0. So 3 out of the 4 games were shutouts last week in the Quad North. The other one was a blowout as well, 49-7.
So, obviously, this is one of the more top-heavy sections, you would have to think, in Quad A. The Wolverines last week, they put on probably their, at least I think, the most impressive performance in the 3 years I've been doing this. Then they won the game against the other teams in the Quad North. They had the smallest winning margin.
We have seen some of the smaller teams like Newcastle come up and give some good performances. They defeated the Wolverines 2 weeks ago, 24-23. So you may have some top-heavy teams. There are some other teams that can really play strong against these major teams.
See homecoming again next week. Woodland Hills and North Allegheny at 7. The homecoming parade at 5. It's all live on Woodland Hills High School Television. 1st and 10. Pugh hands off to number 41, Bobby Dunn, the fullback. He's up to the 32. And it's going to bring a 3rd down here as we begin the 2nd quarter. For Ambridge, 3rd and 8 at the 33.
I think at this point of the game for Ambridge, what they'd like to do is just try to establish something, get some kind of a positive. They're down 21-0. And just something really to learn on, because for Ambridge, I think this game, even though it's in the 2nd quarter, might be out of reach for them. They're 0-6 on the year and only scored 26 points all year long. So maybe get a touchdown here, or just some kind of positive they could work on and build for the future.
Pugh out of the shotgun with 4 wide receivers and 1 running back, no tight ends. Pugh to throw. Pressure from Goins. He gets rid of the ball, and it's still in the air, and Alvin Bryant finally pulls it down at the 40-yard line, and he returns it down to the Ambridge 26. The pass was intended for number 3, Miguel Aguilera. Initial contact is Joseph Perduto's hurt on the play, and he's limping off, favoring his left leg. We're going to see the replay here. I didn't see who made the first contact there for Woodland Hills. I believe it was Torrey Weems.
There's a flag.
Alvin Bryant scooped up it. It looks like that came on the. It was Torrey Weems. Bryant made the interception. That looks like it might have been on the return.
There's also a flag on the play, and that came after the hit, so we're going to have to see what that call is going to be.
Joseph Perduto's okay. He's a Wolverine middle linebacker.
It's going to go against the Wolverines. Referee's marking it back, personal foul. So it's going to go back to the 49-yard line.
And the Wolverines sending in some backups already. Tyler Novak, who plays tight end most of the time, he's now a quarterback, number 87.
So a little bit of a different look for the Wolverines. Have the early lead. Would like to get Tyler some experience possibly next year.
He said that. I asked him today. He said if he's going to play tight end or quarterback next year, so he's going to play quarterback. And he gives to Brandon Payne, who's over the 50, and he stopped at the 47.
You don't want to see McD get hurt either, because we saw him in North Hills when the Wolverines were down. He got injured in that game, and that basically had him out the next week against Butler for most of the game. He was limping around the whole week, so this game's out of hand. I'm really not surprised to see Tyler in the game.
See if you can get some names here if some of the Wolverines also came in. Now in the backfield, Tyler's at quarterback. In motion goes Joe Daling, number 39, to the far side. And Tyler gives to number 31, who's over the 45-yard line. And where's that program? There we go. It's over the 45 goes number 31, and that is Bernie Smith, and he's down to 38. Tyler Novak, again the quarterback, usually the tight end, but now the quarterback. And it will be first down for Woodland Hills.
Bernie Smith, one of the smaller players on this Wolverine team at 5'7", 143, a sophomore.
First and 10. And the handoff goes to the fullback, number 38, Sidney Thornton, and he's over the 35-yard line to the 34, pick up of 4 yards.
So the backups coming in the second quarter, I can't really remember the last time I've seen that in a Wolverine game that actually put in the backups this early on. 21-0 lead. They don't want to see any of their stars get injured.
Remember back the whole entire 6 games you've done?
Yes, my 6 games, but I have seen many games in the past. So.
Second down and 4. I could say I haven't seen it either.
See, you did
Bernie Smith gets it again. He's over the 30-yard line and down inside the 30 to the 24-yard line. A 10-yard pickup and a first down.
Bernie Smith shows he can run with the ball. He doesn't get to see that much action, but since he's in the game, he's making the best of it.
Another first down for Woodland Hills at the 23-yard line of Ambridge. Here's the replay. Nice spinning and twisting run. I think that's some nice blocking by Chris Cody there.
You can tell we're going to have a lot of fun in the 3 quarters of football we have remaining with all these guys coming in the game.
We'll see how many. Wolverines also have 2 other backup quarterbacks. We'll see if they get any time. And the handoff on the flanker reverse goes to Mike Smith, number 10, and he fumbles the ball. And Ambridge has recovered it at the 31-yard line.
That's tough going for Mike Smith. He got in the game last week against Seneca Valley.
As the quarterback and fumbled the snap.
First, he called a timeout, didn't like the set, fumbled the ball, gets in the game now as a running back and fumbles. So that kid's having a tough going early on as a sophomore. But he's got a lot of action in JV and actually looked pretty impressive playing both quarterback and running back. So he's a little bit of nerves for Mike Smith early on in this one.
Well, he coughs it up, and Ambridge gets the ball at the 31 now with 8:55 left until the half. The Wolverines up 21-0.
The other backup quarterback that could see some action in this one is Joe Taylor along with Mike Smith.
Pugh out of the shotgun, 2 wide receivers, 2 sidecar backs. Pugh to throw. Good time, throws deep. And incomplete. He wanted number 28, Gary Hill, on the play. Coverage for Woodland Hills by Brandon Payne.
Yeah, Pugh really overshot Hill on that one by a good 5 to 10 yards, where he really wasn't in that one. So 2nd and 10 for Ambridge.
Hill was going deep there, and there was contact there, running and getting the ball between him and Brandon Payne. But it was probably, the throw was too deep anyway. 2nd down.
Pretty good crowd here for Ambridge on tonight on homecoming as we look in front of us. A lot of fans coming out, especially for a team that's 0-6. You really want to expect that. They're coming out to support the team on homecoming. I'm sure a lot of former students of Ambridge High School will also coming out tonight since it is the homecoming game.
In motion goes number 81, Eli Holsinger. This Pugh's out of the shotgun again. Looks on the near side, will throw a timing route. Has once number 9, J.R. Edmonds. And it was just a little high again, and Edmonds fell down in the play at the 40-yard line of Woodland Hills, and will bring up 3rd and 10.
A lot of contact we're seeing in the secondary right now is every time Ambridge is looking to go deep with guys bumping around, Ambridge is just falling down on the play and not able to convert any long passes at all.
Ambridge trying to get something big here now, trying to get back into this game.
I think you first have to establish your running game a little bit before you can air it out.
They did run a little bit with Aguilera, the sophomore, early in the game, but they're running a shotgun, and can't fault George. He wants to
get back into the game.
He wants to create something now, and he wants to get back in the game. And a delay handoff here as the ball goes to Aguilera. He gets up to the 36. The snap came to Pugh. He looked like he wanted to pass, then did a wraparound handoff to Aguilera, and he gets up to the 36. Ray Maestro on the tackle, and they'll bring up 4th down for Ambridge.
Yeah, they're a good 5 yards short of the first down. So Ambridge looks like they're going to have to bring in their punting unit. Down
the replay here.
21-0.
Wraparound handoff to Aguilera. Good call. Aguilera got a lot of yards on the 3rd down and long play earlier in the game, and they tried to do it again.
Sort of a little bit like the Statue of Liberty play we've seen many times.
Yes. Back to punt is number 32, Dave Smith. Nanji and Ferguson deep to receive. And Smith does get it off. It's a high kick, short. Ferguson's the 39 of Woodland Hills. Over the 40 to the 50, inside the 45 to the 43 of Ambridge, and that's where Woodland Hills sets up First and 10 now with 7:51 left until halftime. Woodland Hills 21, Ambridge nothing. Remember, stay tuned at halftime here on Woodland Hills High School Television for the Woodland Hills High School Marching Band, their 1996 field show, American Frontiers.
Tyler Novak is going to stay in at quarterback for the Wolverines. Also, they've switched up a lot of their offensive line as well. We'll get you some of those names in a moment. Number 74, Jeff Bach, is in there.
And number 65, Jeremy Hicks, is now the center.
Along with 75, Mike Breeston as well.
Handoff goes to Sidney Thornton. He gets a yard to the 41. Second down.
So the Wolverines not afraid to give some of their backups a lot of playing time right now, up 21-0 over Ambridge.
Look to the future.
Yes.
Here right now, looking towards next year. This is a very senior-laden Woodland Hills club. Only some of the returning juniors for next year: Barry Crable and Tyler Novak, Brandon Payne. Bill Ferguson will be a junior next year. He's just a sophomore this year. And the handoff goes to Joe Daly on a flanker reverse, and Joe lowers his head and keeps going. Joe, good effort there, and he's inside the 35-yard line. He just kept churning the legs, and he got down to the 31. That should be good enough for a first down.
Joe Daly showed that many times he's gotten in the game this year for the Wolverines. He is a very, very good player. Gotten many times on defense and special teams throughout the year, made some huge defensive tackles.
Butler made a big play on a field goal. Then that, of course, ended up being big on two of them, actually. The game went to overtime.
He made a big tackle on defense. Remember that Butler game, too, on a third down. He stopped one of the Butler players short of a first down. So Joe Daly is certainly a player for the future on this Wolverines club.
First and 10, Tyler fakes. I think he wanted to hand off, and the guy didn't, and his running back ran right past him, so Tyler just has to take a hit, and he goes down after a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, Tyler was definitely confused on that one. Look back, wanted to hand off to the running back. When the running back didn't take the ball, he was basically a dead duck in the backfield.
Yep. Second and 13 at the 34 of Ambridge. 21-0 Woodland Hills.
Even though Tyler is mobile, he does not nearly have the speed Medee has, so when he's back in those kind of situations, it's a little awkward to him.
Definitely a missed assignment on that. Fakes the handoff to Tyler, and he's going to pass here. Throwing high. He wanted Joe Daly, but he overthrew him at the 21-yard line. Incomplete. 3rd and 14 now for the Wolverines.
Let's get a little look of Tyler Novak's arm there. It wasn't really that bad of a pass, just overshot Daly a little bit.
Tyler does have a good arm.
Yes.
I've seen him in practices, and he does have a pretty good arm. Not as strong as Medee's, but won't be a huge drop-off next year at that position if Tyler does play.
When you're behind someone as good as Medee, you really learn a lot as well by watching Medee in practice. So I'm sure Tyler's picked up a lot.
3rd down and 14. Tyler rolling out to the far side now. Looks, throws. Wanted Ben Tate. Ball's incomplete. Now at the 20, and it'll be 4th down.
Sort of in a situation on the field right now where you're sort of in between a punt and going for, of course, not nearly in field goal range yet. So let's see what the Wolverines going to do right now.
Wolverines up by 3 touchdowns, 21-0. I'm going to go for it. Tyler's still on the field, so we'll go for it.
Give him some experience in 4th down situations they might not have had in the past.
The wide receiver to the far side is number 25, and that is
Maurice Beard.
Marcus Berkeley.
Oops, missed that one.
And pressure on the play from Holsinger. Tyler trying to evade the rush, and he is sacked. Getting the sack was number 63, John Masorkrisen. And also in there, number 62, Chris Shea. And it will be first down for Ambridge at the Woodland at their own 40.
Boy, John Masorkin really celebrated after that one. Any kind of play these Ambridge players make, they really are going to get happy about because they haven't had many bright spots in their season so far this year.
First and 10 for Ambridge at the 40. And we're down to 5:46 left in the half. Woodland Hills up 21-0.
Wolverines are certainly showing here early on, and they're going to run up the score on this Ambridge team. They're just going to keep the backups in and play it pretty evenly.
Pugh out of the shotgun, pressured, and he is sacked at the 38-yard line. Making the sack, number 76, Khalid Johnson.
Boy, Khalid certainly had a good week overall for the Wolverines. Covered a touchdown last week, then is one of the semifinalists for homecoming court, and nice tackle, sack there.
I think the highlight of the week has to be his little performance at the pep rally today. Give it up for Khalid. He really did a nice job on that. He played the role well. And
maybe a rap career in the future for Khalid, you never know.
Yes, no question. Second down and 11. Another shotgun again, two sidecar backs. Aguilera gets the handoff, and he's up to the 40, gets up to about the 41, where he is stacked up by the Wolverines. Torrey Weems in on the tackle for Woodland Hills, along with Joe Sperduto, who appears to be fine after being shaken up.
So unlike the Wolverines on the offensive side, they're still keeping a lot of their defensive starters and they're just switching up positions a little bit. For the most part, they're same starting defenses in the game. But when the Wolverines do switch up a little bit, it'll give Matt and I a pretty good test of names. We've watched a few so far, so I'm sure we'll watch a couple more as the night goes on tonight.
Doing our best, though.
Yes.
Pugh will run it out of the shotgun again with four wide receivers and one running back. No tight ends. Good snap. Pugh, deep drop. Looks to throw it over the middle, and he underthrew Bobby Dunn. Incomplete, fourth down.
So Ambridge is going to bring on the punting unit right now. Wolverines lead 21-0 here in the second quarter.
Had that play set up fairly well, though there was one Wolverine that was unblocked. But Pugh's pass was well short of his intended receiver. Fourth down on to punt. Dave Smith for Ambridge. Back to receive Bill Ferguson and Vaughn Nangi for Woodland Hills.
They tried a little crossing pattern across the middle on that last one too, but it really didn't pay off.
Good snap, and Smith gets another good punt off, high one, and Wolverines weren't sure who was going to take that. Vaughn Nangi initially dropped it, but he then fell right on top of the ball.
Brandon Payne made a huge jump to try to get the block on that play as well, but he was a little bit short of blocking the punt, but nice effort there by Brandon.
Well, first down for Woodland Hills now with 4:06 left in the half as they have the ball at their own 35. Again, there's the Wolverine cheerleaders.
Have to be gloving this one here tonight. Wolverines lead 21-0.
They'll be marching into parade next week, as will the Woodland Hills Marching Band. Countless other things, I'm sure. Tyler Novak still on quarterback. Joe Daly goes in motion to hand off to the fullback, Sidney Thornton. He was hit at the line, tried to spin away from some tacklers, and he actually ended up going backwards.
Yes, he spun backwards. He tried to spin over the left, but as he was in the middle of his spin, he got pushed back and actually may have lost a little bit of yardage. Probably going to be about no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Wolverines got 3 quick touchdowns. The first play from scrimmage, Eric Walker rambled 65 yards. A couple of short touchdown runs after that by Vaughn Nangi gave the Wolverines their 21-0 lead. In motion goes Joe Daly. Tyler hands to number 31, Bernie Smith, and he's drilled in the backfield by number 50, Jeremy Bainski.
I think it's pretty safe to say Ambridge saw that one coming. They saw that handoff to Smith. Warren Poole, as soon as he got the ball, they really rocked him in the backfield. Of course, make sure fans come out next week and support this Wolverine team. They're playing North Allegheny, which is going to be their biggest game of the year, and they're really going to need your support as you watch the replay right there. Nice defense there by Ambridge.
Without question, come down to Wolverine. It's homecoming. It's a big game, biggest game of the year right now, and Wolverines want you down there. We want the Wolverine to rock it next Friday. Smith in motion. And Tyler fakes the handoff, looking. Nice throw, has a man down there. Great catch by number 84. And let's find out who that is. And that is Darrell Bell, number 84, making a leaping catch. Great play and a first down for Woodland Hills. Nice throw by Tyler off his back foot, too.
It's probably Darrell Bell's biggest play of the year for his Wolverine career. We've seen him in a few games, the second tight end in situations. But it's the first time we've really seen him make a big catch. Tyler with a little bit of a double pump there. Darrell Bell reached out his hands, made a huge catch for the Wolverines. 1st and 10, ball at about the 37.5-yard line.
Tyler threw that one off his back foot after he double pumped. And Darrell made a great leaping catch. First down for Woodland Hills. Tyler to throw, short. And he went at number 25 again. That's Marcus Berkeley, and he threw it too high, incomplete.
Speaking of fans coming out to the Wolverine, it really does make a huge difference for this Wolverine team. We've seen them win 10 straight at home, and then a lot of those wins are thanks to you, the crowd, coming out and supporting this team. There wouldn't be a Wolverine team as successful as they are today if it wasn't for the fan support.
Second down now and 10 for Woodland Hills at the Ambridge 36, down to 2:23 left in the half. Smith in motion, he slips. Sidney Thornton, the fullback, gets the carry. He's hit at the line and pushes forward to the 35 for a pickup of 2 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Bernie Smith almost lost his balance when he moved in motion on that one. It really would have been a little bit of embarrassing for him if he would have fell on a motion play, but he was able to regain his balance and move in motion. But the Wolverines only gained about 2 on that one.
3rd down and 8. Wolverines completed 1 pass here so far tonight. On this drive, Tyler's completed 1 pass, and that came on a 3rd down. Berkeley is the wide receiver here to the near side. Daly the slot back. And Joe gets the call on the reverse. He cuts around. He's at the 30-yard line, 25, and he puts his head down again and pushes forward inside the 20 to the 19. Another nice run on that flanker reverse by Joe Daly, number 39, and he's into it.
Yes, Joe Daly. He showed his speed off on that one. 2 Ambridge tacklers thought they had a huge shot at him in the backfield. Watch this replay here. He gets that flanker reverse. Gets over there. 2 Ambridge tackles right there. Goes right in between them. Makes the nice cut up the middle. Puts his head down. Busts his way forward. Inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines.
Tyler wants to pass. Rolls out here to the near side looking. Once throws, and he overthrows Ben Tate at the 10-yard line. Incomplete. 2nd down. Coming up.
Ben Tate getting some action for the Wolverines. Really haven't seen him much on offense that much this season for the Wolverines, but he's out there here tonight. Of course, 1:16 left before halftime. Wolverines lead 21-0. And of course, at halftime, stay tuned for both the Wolverine Marching Band and the Ambridge Marching Band on our radio show. Video show, you'll see the Wolverine Marching Bands perform, and they're actually coming out of their seats right now, lined up in the Wolverine end zone.
Back of it.
Back of it, of course.
Don't want to do a California Stanford here. The handoff goes to number 46. They have a new person in there, and that man, number 46, is Justin Hooper, and he's at behind the line back at the 24-yard line. He lost 5, 3rd down and 15.
I don't actually think a high school football game would be quite of a scene for one of those bands like California Stanford. I believe that was 1981 or 82.
82 was John Elway was playing for Stanford then, for California. It was California won the game, so Elway was playing for Stanford. And he just led his team back in a weird kickoff. Of course, California won. As the band was on the field, as Tyler's pressured on this one, and he throws it incomplete. He wanted Sidney Thornton on the play, but he couldn't hold on to the ball from the 18. And it will bring up 4th down and 14 with 35 seconds left here in the half. Wolverines will go for it probably.
I was talking to some Wolverine people that were out scouting the Shaler North Allegheny game last week. They actually said during Shaler performing on the field during their halftime show, with about 3 minutes left in their halftime show, North Allegheny's team comes busting out right in the middle of their band. It's actually quite of a scene out there at Shaler Stadium last week, and it was quite amazing. I was quite amazed to hear that story. But
actually, no, the Wolverines are going to try a field goal. This will be a 41-yarder coming up here by Brady Martin. He will attempt a long one here. Bill Ferguson will hold. Brady gets the kick up. It's low, but
just
it's short by about 5 yards. And that was a good try there. See how far Brady can get his leg into that ball.
Wonder if the
ball short. Still 21-0 Woodland Hills.
Wonder if we have a stat or try to find and dig it up in the longest field goal in Wolverine history. That would be.
Brady hit one last year at 32 yards. Scooter hit an extra point once, so 35. In fact, it was his first kick ever as a Woodland Hills, or first place kick ever as a Woodland Hills kicker against Penn Hills 2 years ago.
They had some pretty good kickers in the past. I remember Aaron Scazy, I remember. Let's see if we can get a Wolverine program out there during halftime.
Well, they don't have it. I don't think they have it in the program, but I'm sure I can find it. Sure,
we'll
it's possible.
try to get that before next week.
Probably can find that out. 1st and 10 now for Ambridge at the 20. 30 seconds left in the half. Pugh out of the shotgun again, 4 wide receivers. Pugh to pass. Throws short. It's complete to Hill at number 28 at the 30-yard line, and he gets over to the 31, where he's tackled by Alvin Bryant and number 35. And that is Rico Dillard. 11-yard pickup, 1st down.
Rico back after his injury that actually received one of the first couple of days of camp to his shoulder. And it's nice to see him back out there playing again. That was really a tough injury for Rico in his senior season on this Wolverine team to get an injury like that. But it's nice to see him back out there playing again. 23
seconds left here as Ambridge takes the timeout after they pick up 12 on that last play. Woodland Hills 21, Ambridge nothing. Again, on the radio side, stay tuned. I don't know if the Ambridge band's performing halftime. This is their homecoming game. They might be, as they said here in the pregame, they're going to be crowning the homecoming queen and king of Ambridge High School for this year at halftime. Of course, the Woodland Hills marching band will be on video. Goins throws the pass, and it's in and out of the hands of Aguilera and incomplete. Hit on the play by Torrey Weems. Make sure Aguilera wasn't going to pull that one into the story.
Torrey Weems really drilled him after he missed the pass. Ambridge is trying to work this shotgun offense, trying to get something on the board before halftime.
Possibly a field goal. Their kicker, number 32, Dave Smith, he punts. Also kicks. He's looked pretty nice so far in his kicks. So maybe able to hit a long field goal.
They're going to need a big pass play first. This time's really ticking down here in the second quarter.
10-19 left. Pugh to pass once. The man deep. Coming back, adjusting to the ball. Great catch was number 9, J.R. Edmonds. He's down to the Woodland Hills 37-yard line and a first down for Ambridge.
Ambridge takes the timeout as their coach runs out, almost halfway out the field, yelling timeout, timeout. They got it, and they're at the 37, still out of field goal range.
Good adjustment there by J.R. Edmonds as the pass by Pugh was underthrown.
I was really amazed by their coach. I've never really seen him run out actually to the 50-yard marker, hash marks there, yelling timeout, timeout, and they finally did get one with 11:9 left until halftime.
That's from Stay Tuned at halftime for the Woodland Hills Marching Band.
Long timeout. It's actually taken 3 minutes here.
Terry George, the Ambridge head coach, in a long conversation with his club. Down at the 37 with 11 seconds left, trying to get some points on the board here. Maybe set up for a field goal. Tempest Pugh comes up, 1 wide receiver and 1 running back, 4 wide receivers.
Probably try to air
Pugh
it
to
out.
pass. Throw is too high, in and out of the hands of his receiver, and it's intercepted by Bill Ferguson on the run back. He runs into his own player. Bill gets to the outside. He breaks one down, cuts back to the other side, still going. He gets to the Woodland Hills 48-yard line. He must have run about 70 yards on that play. Run the clock out. Won't be any more plays for the half, but great try by Bill Ferguson on that interception. The pass is out of the hands of J.R. Edmonds, and we've reached halftime.
Yes, we are headed to halftime. Billy Ferguson, what a run here. Here's the replay. It's tipped right up into his hands. He gets the ball, sees there's holes there, runs into his own guy. Gordon Pierce cuts back, sees nothing there, tries to cut back again, and finally brought down on the play, and we are at halftime.
21-0. Woodland Hills leading Ambridge. Stay tuned for the Woodland Hills Marching Band here on Woodland Hills High School Television.
You're listening to the Woodland Hills High School Cable Radio Network. This game is brought to you by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile from Maine to the Carolinas. We bring it to you. Stay tuned for the halftime.
Martin to kick it off for Woodland Hills. Back to receive, number 22 for Ambridge, and that is Sean West. Number 9, J.R. Evans. Number 3, Miguel Alguera. Brady to kick it off. It's taken by West at the 12, over the 20. Getting to the far side, 25 has some room out there. Good open field tackle by Rich Goins, or Eric Walker, sorry. Upending left to Ambridge 26.
Yeah, Eric Walker in there getting some special teams. Actually came down and made a nice tackle, got it West by his feet, and brought him down about the 25-yard line. That's where Ambridge will start things out here in the second half, 1st and 10. Wolverines lead 21-0.
And the Ambridge homecoming queen being escorted around the track right now. She was crowned at halftime. Her name, first name is Mandy. I don't know. You can't catch the last name. Congratulations to her. Ambridge out of the shotgun again. 2 sidecar backs, 2 wide receivers. Pugh to throw. Short pass complete to number 28, Gary Hill, at the Ambridge 33. A pickup of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ambridge out, starts the second half on that shotgun formation. We've seen most of the first half with them. They're down 21-0. Really like to get back into this game. 7-yard pickup on 1st down may help things out just a bit. 2nd and 3 for the Bridgers.
Pugh again, the quarterbacks look good. He is a junior. It's like next year he could help bring this Ambridge team back to stability. 2 wide receivers again out of the shotgun formation. Handoff to Alguera out of the backfield. He's hit behind the line and he is dropped for a 4-yard loss at the 29-yard line. Making the tackle, Gordon Pierce along with Rich Goins. Actually, they mark him as forward progress to the 31, so he lost 2 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5.
Good penetration there by the Wolverines defense. They saw that handoff coming and nailed them behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss. Ambridge stuck on a 3rd down and 3rd down and 5 situation.
Wolverine defense not giving up any points in 6 quarters. The last points they gave up was a field goal by Pasquale Romano of Newcastle 2 weeks ago.
Got to get in that name as much as you can.
Pugh fakes a couple handoffs. Pressure, and he is sacked back at the 22-yard line. Rico Dillard read it all the way, and he tosses Gary Pugh down. Rico out all season with a shoulder injury, comes right in there and throws Pugh down for a 9-yard loss. 4th down for Ambridge.
Rico Dillard making his presence felt on this Wolverine team. He said, hey, I haven't been able to play for 6 weeks. When I get out there, I'm going to make the most of my opportunities. Threw Pugh down on the ground. 4th down for Ambridge. They're going to have to punt the ball.
To punt it again, Dave Smith, one of the few bright spots for Ambridge tonight. To receive it, Nancy and Ferguson. Saw Seneca Valley last week had a pretty good punter. It was one of their few bright spots, too. This one's blocked by Torrey Weems. Darrell Reeves picks it up at the 20, cuts back at the 15, has some room inside the 10, cuts back again at the 5, and is into the end zone. A 20-yard return of a block punt by Darrell Reeves, and it's 27-0 Woodland Hills.
Torrey Weems came in there big on the block. Knocked that punt down. Darrell Reeves picked it up, broke a few tackles, scampered into the end zone for a Wolverine touchdown. They lead 27-0 here in the 3rd quarter over the Ambridge Bridgers. Scotty Henderson coming on to kick the extra point.
Darrell cut and stopped about 3 times on the way to the end zone to let the Ambridge players run right past him.
They just kept on running.
And eventually he ran in.
They just kept on running by him. He just kept on stopping. They thought he was going to cut. Zoom, zoom, zoom. They went by him. He stayed there.
Once about every 5 yards, 15, 10, and a 5-yard line until he eventually was able to get in the end zone.
Hey, any way it works, hey.
Scooter attempts the extra point. Bill Ferguson the hole. Snap down, kick up. Good into the soccer net behind the field goal post here in Ambridge. And the Wolverines with 9:47 left in the 3rd quarter take a 28-0 lead.
Scooter 4 for 4 tonight on extra points. That has to be good for him. And he kicked in the soccer net, of course. Scooter, the longtime soccer player, knows how to kick him in there.
Watching Woodland Hills High School television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you. You might call the Woodland Hills Television Sports Line at 244-8824, 244-8824. Leave your questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and suggestions about tonight's broadcast with the Sports Line answering machine.
Also, promotional considerations brought to you by Vergelic Heating and Air Conditioning. give them a call and they'll make you warm. Tonight, actually, we don't have our Fragelic heating today. We're away from the Wolverines, so we're pretty cold out here tonight.
Number for Fragelic Heating, 271-5953. Got that number memorized just like the sports line. Probably know it better than my own home number. It's Brady Martin to kick it off. Again, Hill, Olguera, and Edmonds keep to receive.
For those interested, Matt will not be giving out his number on the air tonight. He'll be contacting him on a personal basis if you're interested in that information.
I'm sure a lot of people care. Brady Martin to kick it off. Good foot into this one, and West takes it to the 10. 15-yard line, gets up to the 20, cuts it here on the near side, gets around one man, gets up to the 27. Brought down there by Richard Goins, number 97. For Woodland Hills, we'll get his name here in a second. That is Ryan Friend.
Got to get this Ambridge crowd a credit. They stay with this team even though they're down 28-0 on kickoff return. Yeah, you know, on kickoff returns like that, they get into the game and they support their team down at the very end, which is good to see out of a program like this Ambridge one.
Hugh not in the shotgun this time. In fact, Ambridge tightens up the formation. They look a lot like Newcastle out of this formation with no wide receivers in the full house backfield. And the handoff goes to the fullback, Bobby Dunn. And he gets about nothing on that play. Good penetration again by the Wolverines. They stack the line. Rico Diller and Jabbar Smucker stop Dunn for no gain.
Looks like Ambridge could be putting in a few players that haven't got that much playing time here tonight. Just like they say, like to expand on their squad a little bit. I don't believe we've seen Dunn that much in the game in the first
exactly
half.
Like Newcastle out of that formation. They just ran there with those three running backs.
They might have different backs for different purposes too, and they probably have different personnel in the field for their 4 wideout formation they're using earlier in the game out of the gun, or the 2 backs and 3 wideouts.
This time, and they're back in that shotgun formation we've seen a lot tonight. Pugh pressured on the play by Torrey Weems, able to get out of there. Now comes back, has a little room, tries to get around an offensive lineman, can, and he's hit, and here comes flags. Jabbar Smucker hit him after the play. That was blatant.
Yes, that was very late here by Jabbar Smucker there. And he gets hit by his teammates trying to calm him down after that one. You can't be taking this kind of personal foul penalties. I'm sure Jabbar knows that now if you committed a penalty. But in the heat of the moment, a lot of times you really, when you get into the fierce competition of the game, you sort of lose control of what you're doing.
Pugh is okay, but that's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for Ambridge.
First call, sports line tonight, 24480, 24480, 24.
First and 10 now for Ambridge up at the 42-yard line. And Pugh out of the shotgun again with 2 sidecar backs and 2 wide receivers. Snap, he wants to run the option with Olguera, and he pitches to Olguera now. Olguera is across the 45 to the 46, and he stretches to the 47. Bill Ferguson brought him down. Pick up a 5 on the play, second down.
Very unusual play out of the shotgun. I can't remember the last time I've seen the option play actually run out of the shotgun formation. Really trying to pull off the Wolverines here. In your 3 years, can you remember anyone running the option out of the shotgun? All right.
Actually, I see very few teams run plays out of the shotguns. Butler was doing one I remember.
And in my 6 games, I've not seen that either. So just clarifying things up.
Ambridge doing quite a bit tonight. We saw the tight formation. Now we see the option out of the shotgun. We've seen 4 wides at some points there. They, for most of the night they've run with 2 wides and 2 backs in the backfield. Running quite a bit of formations tonight. So they can work that to perfection. That's really helpful if they are able to do that well. Pass complete short of the first down. Good tackle by Bill Ferguson. The pass was complete to Gary Hill, number 28, just inside the 50-yard line to the Woodland Hills 49. It's going to bring about 3rd and 2.
Ferguson almost got in there on the interception. Nice effort there, but Ambridge's Hill was able to bring it down for the completion, but it's going to be 3rd down for the Bridgers and about 1.
7:16 left, 3rd quarter, 28-0 Woodland Hills. Wolverines scored 3 touchdowns in the 1st quarter. First play from scrimmage, Eric Walker busted a 65-yard touchdown run. After that, Vaughn Nangi 2 short touchdown runs, and then a 20-yard return of a blocked punt by Darrell Reeves here in the 3rd quarter. Torrey Weems blocked the punt. Darrell scooped it up, ran it in for the touchdown. 3rd and 1. Ambridge tightens it up as Pugh is not in the shotgun. He's under center this time with 2 men in the backfield. He sneaks it himself, and it looks like he got enough push to get the first down, and will be close.
I think his reach is going to give it to him.
Bar Smucker on the tackle along with Tony Hoots.
Yeah, they're going to pick up the markers. First down, Ambridge.
Ambridge gets another first down here. They were aided by the personal foul call on Woodland Hills. And they keep the ball going. And the Wolverines trying to keep the shutout string alive. It's 6 straight quarters. They have not given up any points.
Ambridge has looked good on many drives in this game, but always have some little stumble or roadblock that's really knocked them down and knocked down all their drives they've had going so far in this game tonight.
You out of the shotgun. Run the option again. This time the Wolverines read it. Tackle made by Gordy Pearson. Another flag comes in late. I don't know if it's late hit this time. Looks like a clean hit. It's a hold against Ambridge.
Yeah, they said no way are you going to run the option and have a shotgun that time. They saw it, and Ambridge even had the penalty. We'll see what the Wolverines decide to do here.
Tonight's game, again, is brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile from Maine to the Carolinas. We bring it to you. Angelic Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Commercial refrigeration, also 271-5953. And last but not least, our friends at TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks for letting us put this ball game on the air tonight. Wolverines decline the penalty and makes it 2nd and 15 for Ambridge.
Going out to about 76,000 homes here tonight, so that's pretty impressive.
Few out of the shotgun with 2 sidecar backs. The pass. Pressure from Torrey Williams from the backside. Tries to elude it, but then a host of other Wolverines come in, and Gordy Pierce with the sack all the way back into the Ambridge 34-yard line. A loss of at least 14 on that play.
Gordon Pierce pulls down his ride the train symbol after the sack. Wolverines tend to do after they make a big play, and hey, he's blowing his own horn here tonight. Here's the replay.
Great. Last week he had an interception turned for a touchdown, received a lot of grief from his teammates. He went to stretch the ball out. Usually you stretch it out forward. Instead he stretched it straight in the air from what I can remember. And I said he had to hear a lot about it this week.
He's trying to be the conductor here tonight.
3rd down and we'll say 23 at the 38-yard line. Now the shotgun again. View to pass. Pressure from Charles Mitchell, but the ball goes to O'Gara, the running back, and he gets up to about the 40. A pick up about 3 yards.
Well short of the first down.
And it'll be 4th down for Ambridge, and the punting unit comes on, led by the punter, Dave Smith.
Of course, if you aren't familiar with that train, it's basically off of the Quad City DJ song, Come On and Ride It, for those of you out there that care or weren't aware of that. Of course, that's also famous, another famous song, the Macarena, getting a lot of attention here this season.
Smith the punt on 4th down. Snap to him and he gets it off. Another good kick. He really drilled this one. Spiral high. Fawn Nanji backing up all the way to his 18. Back over to the 20, 25. Hit right there. In fact, dragged one of the Ambridge players. Larry Selleck, 77, was dragged by Fawn Nanji. Selleck, one of the offensive linemen at 6'0", 200. Fawn took him on his back and he took him for a ride. Only for a couple of yards, but still, Fawn, a great effort.
Yeah, he hopped on Fawn's train as Fawn dragged him along the ground. A nice effort there by Fawn. On to see if we can pick this up on the replay again.
Smith, a terrific punt. Again, he's been one of the few bright spots for Ambridge tonight.
Oh, we don't have the replay.
But it was pretty impressive. Wolverine first unit out there again. The D. Williams, the quarterback. Hester and Ferguson, the wide receivers. Angie and Walker in the backfield. Walker gets the call, trying to probably get him about a 100-yard game. He should be pretty close. Eric's up to the 40. So he lost the ball for a second, but he got it back. Should be close to a first down.
Of course, I don't know if it's a joke that's been going around. Many folks out there in TV land have heard of course, homecoming. I'll get to that joke in a second. Next week at Friday, October the 18th, live homecoming parade at 5 p.m. and the game at 7 p.m. Make sure you tune in. Of course, the joke going around is that McDonald's has bought the Civic Arena. And Matt, what have they named it?
It's terrible. I'm not even going to say it. It's a Macarena if you haven't heard it. If you live on Mars. Throws complete to Pat. McGee's pass is complete to Ramar Hester at the 45-yard line. Ramar gets up to the 47. Steve Smith drags him down. And the pickup, about 6 in the play, will be 2nd and 4.
You can see how much we're stretching for information so far in the third quarter. Got a long way to go. So
D on that hitch and go, but this time instead, Ramar, instead of going deeper down the field, stopped for that short pass, gets it up to the 47.
It's good to see Coach Novak bringing out his starters for the second half. We've seen that a lot of times in basketball last year, especially with the girls with the games. They had a lot of runaways.
Larry Vogel not in as Adam Gusky's playing center, so at least a few.
They always throw out their starters beginning of each quarter or half.
Handoff goes to Fawn Nanges over the 50 to 45, 40. Trying to get around J.R. Edmonds. He does. He's at the 30. Still going 20-yard line. Fawn all the way down inside the 15. A big run by Nanji down to the 11 of Ambridge.
Nanji found the hole up through the middle, broke it around, put it right out to the left side of the field, and kept on scampering. His speed showed up on that one down about the 15-yard line.
Well, 2:43 left in the third quarter. With the score 28-0 Woodland Hills.
Wolverines are showing when they want to be strong they can be in this game, and they're really pulling off the big plays.
Pick up a 40 on that run by Nancy. So the Wolverines, Eric and Fawn have to be fairly close to both 100-yard games by each. Of course, Eric had 65 on the first carry of the game, so he's probably up around 90. Fawn's probably around 50 or 60. One slot back, one wide receiver, two men in the backfield here on 1st and 10. Walker goes in motion for Woodland Hills. And we have movement on the play as it was a flanker reverse, but it's whistled dead. Movement on the line. Let's see by which club. And it was a false start on Woodland Hills. Came on the left side of the line.
Let's see the referee's call is going to be on this one. Probably a false start.
It was. It was on the left side of the line. 5-yard penalty knocks the Wolverines back, makes it 1st and 15 at the Ambridge 18. 1:56 and clock ticking here, third quarter. As the Ambridge band playing pretty loud. They're still into it here in Ambridge, even though the club's down. I'm sure this is one of the closer games their team has played this year. Handoff goes to Eric Walker. He's around the side, 15-yard line, gets a good block, 10-yard line, down to the 5, and he tiptoes into the end zone for a touchdown. Great run by Eric. He got around. He hit a couple guys as he was going down about the 5-yard line. He was losing his balance as he was going out of bounds and just tiptoed inside the pylon for this touchdown. A great one by Eric.
Eric Walker's last shoulder dip he had there, it plowed his way into the end zone. That's what gave it to me. Went into that Ambridge player. Let's see if we can get a replay up on that one. You can see this little last effort he gives, a little nudge into the Seneca or into the Ambridge player, which knocked him and able to tiptoe his way in the end zone. See Eric got the carry off to the right side.
Great speed getting to the outside. Gets a
got
good
a nice
block there by Fawn Nanji on Steve Smith.
And watch this. It's that last little nudge there he gave with his shoulder, got him in the end zone.
Scott Anderson to attempt the extra point with 1:40 left.
Scooter perfect so far on the night. Let's see if we can make it 5 for 5.
Snap down, kick up.
It's good.
Good. And the Wolverines lead 35-0. You're watching Woodland Hills High School television on your local TCI and Time Warner cable networks. Again, we remind you to call the Woodland Hills Sports Line, 244-8824. 244-8824. Leave your questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and suggestions about tonight's broadcast. Back to receive again. O'Gara, West, and Edmonds. Brady's kick. We fielded by Edmonds at the 12. To the 15, 20, cuts it back, 25-yard line. Runs into his own man. If he hadn't have done that, he'd have gotten a big return, but he ran into number 59, Lucas Andrews. He's had a tough night. He had a kickoff go off his back foot, which the Wolverines recovered. And there, he's in the way of his return man, J.R. Edmonds. Ball goes out to the 29 of Ambridge, and they set up 1st and 10 with 1:34 left.
Every member of this Ambridge team deserves a lot of credit for this season. Even though this Ambridge team has struggled, they're 0-6 on the year. They've been getting totally blown out every week. To come back week after week and get hammered by these teams, it really gives these kids a lot of credit. It shows they never quit and they're always striving to perfection, and that's really not shown up in a lot of ball teams that are more successful.
O'Gara gets the call. He's over the 30, 35-yard line, still going. Hit by Brandon Payne, and then another tackle coming in to really stop. But O'Gara going to keep running the ball nice night. Darryl Reeves finally cleaned him up there, but O'Gara picked up 7 to the 36.
Also another Wolverine sports team that deserves a lot of credit. They actually haven't won a game in their last 46 games. That's the girls field hockey team. They come out week after week and are actually 0-45-1 in their last 46 games. Just really fallen on some tough luck. But they're a team that comes out every week and may not get the recognition they deserve, but every member of that team plays hard and is hoping for a victory maybe sometime this season or maybe sometime next season. Again, flags fly on the play.
Charlotte Metro came across, but was he drawn off? Yes, he was. And we will check on who that was. Yeah, this is Matt Bush and Brian Moroziak bringing you the game tonight. That last penalty on Gabe Swan from Mo Rubenstein Stadium in Ambridge, Pennsylvania, just across the river, just across the Ohio River and across the river from Aliquippa here in Ambridge, Pennsylvania. Small town setting for the night's game. Two wides from near side. Swan under center, or not Swan, sorry, Pugh under center. Throws it short to the tight end. That's Eli Holsinger, number 81. He's at the 35-yard line and stopped there. Bring up third down. Glasner. That's going to bring up third down and 4. Here with actually no time left here in the third quarter. The clock has run out. 3 quarters have expired here in Ambridge. Woodland Hills leading 35-0, a quarter away from snapping the dreaded road losing streak. You're watching Woodland Hills High School.
Ambridge.
Third and 4 up for the Bridgers now. They're on 36. Handoff. O'Gara.
Well, he didn't quit on that play. He kept on going after he was brought down. And
he stopped at the 34. He lost a yard actually on the play, and he'll bring up fourth down.
Still kept on trying to dig his way for more yards and still unsuccessful for Ambridge tonight. Looks like it's going to be another drive stopped by the Wolverine defense, and Ambridge is going to be forced to punt here.
Back deep to receive the punt, Ferguson and Manji. To punt it, Dave Smith. Smith got a dandy of a punt his last time. Put it up in the air, but he also has had one block here in the second half. Smith takes it, and he gets it away, and another good punt. Sends Vaughn Nancy back inside his own 30 to the 27. Makes a shoestring catch of the punt. Gets to the outside, gets a nice block from Darrell Reeves, but actually it was illegal.
That's a block in the back. It's coming back.
It's supposed to be coming back, but a great return by Vaughn. He's still going. It's all the way up to the 30-yard line, and now he fumbles the ball, and Ambridge recovers it at the 32.
So Ambridge, I think
there were 2 flags. One came in.
Unless they're both for the same foul. We're going to have to check on this one. And
well, we sort of have a mess here, but the second flag came in from about 15 yards away.
Here's the replay. You can watch
Darrell's block. Well, Darrell's going to get a block in the back here.
Right there. That's blatant. We know that's a flag.
You didn't see the other flag come in from about 10 yards late. Great return by Vaughn. It's obviously going to be wasted. But there's the fumble caused by Holsinger, recovered by Yvonne Lakes, 36.
They're spotting the ball back, so you're going to have to check on this one.
Well, the block in the back is going to go against Woodland Hills. Fumble doesn't count, I suppose. The Wolverines have the ball back at
personal
15.
foul.
It was a clip, not a block in the back, sorry. There's no difference, really. Tyler Novak back in at quarterback here with 10:57 left in the game, and the Wolverines leading 35-0. First and 10. And Tyler gives to number 46, Justin Hooper, and he gets up to the 16-yard line, a pickup of 1, second down.
And Hoopster got about a yard on that one, but second and 9 for the Wolverines. Also an interesting story this week out of Peabody High School, where they're actually had to forfeit 4 of their games because their senior wide receiver, Ben Nakamura, was ineligible for competing in his 9th semester of PIAA sports. And actually Peabody's going to appeal that because it's going to have some major playoff implications for them in the City League.
They were 4th in the top 4 teams in the city that go to the playoffs.
And they're going to appeal that. That's really a weird situation because actually that Nakamura, I'll get to it after this play.
I don't know that. It's to Hooper again. He has some room up to 25, and then he's drilled by number 8, who's not on the roster. Nope. So, but he put a good looking on there on Hooper. And Hooper stopped at the good runner though. He gets up to 24, pick up 8. He 3rd and 2.
That Nakamura kid, he actually transferred from Peabody to from from Perry to Peabody. There's actually some, allegedly, that Perry actually may have called the PIAA and said, hey, this kid transferred to help out their program and help out their standings in the city league. And it's unsure if he either committed as or competed as an 8th grader or actually failed 1 year during his terms.
Sidney Thornton has the ball again, I think. Yes. And he's up to the 31 and a first down.
But Peabody is keeping that Nakamura out of the rest of their games. Kept him out last week in their game against Carrick, which they won, and did not play in their game. I think they're playing actually today. And of course, as Matt mentioned earlier, Westinghouse picked up their
defeated. They pick up their 500th win in their history, 21-0 beating of South. Houston 10 at the 31. Joe Daly again on that flanker reverse. He's had some success with it this time, but Ambridge this time gets him. Making a tackle, number 41, Bobby Dunn. And Daly stopped for a yard loss at the 30, and it'll be second down.
Westinghouse is actually the 7th team to achieve that 500 win status. Newcastle is in the Wolverine section this year, and in their centennial. And Greensburg, Salem, Johnstown, Jeanette, Washington, and Menneson are the other teams to achieve that very rare mark of 500 career wins.
Newcastle, the only squad to win 600 games, and they also hold the record for most WPIAL titles with 10. Of course, they've fallen on hard times of late. Pass by Tyler this time again. He overthrows Ben Tate. Well, he's overthrown a few passes tonight. He overthrows Ben Tate up at the 42. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Harry Callis of NFL Films is filming a story on one of the most well-known high school programs in the country that actually comes out of the state of Pennsylvania, Berwick High School. It's had tremendous success in the AAA division and won many state titles in a very, very long
year in and year out.
Very, very long, rich history. Harry Callis is actually going to narrate a 53-minute film. He's the voice of NFL Films and going to sort of commemorate the history of Berwick, Pennsylvania football.
3rd and 11. Tyler pass. Going deep for Darryl Bell again. This time it's tipped. For number 1, that is Boathurst. Darryl made a catch on one of those earlier, but this time Boathurst tips the ball away. It's 4th down. Also, a documentary last year was made on high school football by NFL Films called Football America, and featured Penn Trafford High School. They were going around to the 7 biggest high school hotbeds in the country. Western Pennsylvania being one of them. They featured Penn Trafford High School and their star quarterback last season, Tony Zimmerman. Brandon Payne will punt it away. It hasn't been his second time he's punted tonight. Now kick to receive Weston Edmonds for the Bridgers.
Wolverine player coming on late. So they're going to call a timeout. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television. CCI, Time Warner Cable Network.
8:23 left in the game. You're listening to the Woodland Hills Radio Network on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Bridge Company, how they got hence their name, Ambridge. As Brandon Payne gets off a beautiful end-over-end punt. Edmonds is prompt fielding it. He's hit, and the Wolverines recover it. Edmonds had problems holding onto the football. Coming in and really stung him was Bill Ferguson. Ball came loose. Fondangi was over there to get the ball, and Edmonds started sure right now trying to figure out where he is.
That was a crazy bounce on that one. Let's watch this replay once again. It's a pretty good snap or punt there by Brandon Payne. Got it up, nice hang time on it, came down, hit his hand, went bouncing around and right into the Wolverines.
Like he kicked it as he was hit, and Fondangi picked it up. So the Wolverines have at the 40-yard line, and in the quarterback now, number 10, Mike Smith. He was in briefly as a wide receiver tonight, fumbled a flanker reverse. And
he was in last week and fumbled. So come on, Mike, you can hang on to the ball, 4 play here. Let's at least establish something.
7:53 left in the game. Woodland Hills up 35-zip. Mike Smith hands to Bernie Smith, and he's inside the 40 to the 37-yard line to pick up a 3, and it's 2nd down.
Successful handoff by Mike Smith, and I'm sure he has to be happy when he's going to the huddle on this play.
Post gets that top 5 again. Gateway 5-1. Coming in at number 5, the Gators. First time in Russ Gratton's 10 years Gateway coach. They've been ranked number 4, Upper St. Clair at 4-2. 3, North Allegheny. The Wolverines opponent next week. They're 6-0. Penn Hills and North Hills both undefeated at 6-0 right now. Penn Hills 1 in the country, as well as 1 in the Whips and 1 in the States. They're playing McKeesport at home tonight. It's their last home game. Handoff goes to Smith again. He's at the 35, 30-yard line. Still going down to the 21-yard line. Pickup of 15 on the play and a first down.
Seen some good things out of Bernie Smith. He doesn't get much playing time, but he's in there. He's making the most of it. Speaking of Penn Hills, they're actually on a 25-game winning streak. You're the last team to beat Penn Hills. These Wolverines are the Wolverine back in '94.
The date of that was October 8th, 1994. 6 days later, the Wolverines defeated Kiski on the road, the last time they won on the road. So, there was a very big week that week. We had that Saturday, the 8th, the Wolverines defeated Penn Hills. Last time they lost, that next Friday, they defeated Kiski the last time Woodland Hills won on the road. Until it looks like tonight, we're down to 6:40 left.
If they lose this game, me and Matt will definitely walk home because there's no way they're going to lose this one here tonight.
Sidney Thornton gets the call. He's still free, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Sidney Thornton, a 21-yard run. He slipped a couple tackles down at the 11-yard line, and he scampers in, and Woodland Hills leads 41-0.
Cindy Thornton helped Matt and I out on that one once again because it's 41-0. And
speak for yourself. I'm not walking home. I'm walking.
So Cindy Thornton up 41-0. Wolverines lead. Actually, we can't really make that joke because Jim Brooker, who was on the Pirates game, when they were up 11-0, he said he'd walk first if they lose. And he actually did. He got to give him credit. He walked from Philadelphia.
After the season ended, he did that for charity. But remember that game? Well, the Pirates were up 10-0 after the first inning, and Bob Walk and the entire rest of the Pirate staff, pitching staff, proceeded to blow that big lead. And we have a botched field goal attempt here. Bill Ferguson is swarmed under at the 11-yard line, so no good this time.
I'll make sure the game's really in hand before I say that, because I really wouldn't want to get in a situation where, especially if we're far away or we are here tonight, it's not like we're at the Wolverina or something where it's not as long of a walk, but still.
Well, 6.5 left. Woodland Hills 41, Ambridge zip. You're watching Woodland Hills High School Television. Local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. From Maine to the Carolinas, we bring it to you in Frigelic Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Commercial Refrigeration. 271-5953. Ready to call the Woodland Hills Sports Line, 244-8824. Leave your questions, comments, complaints, concerns, and suggestions. Sidney Thornton, you see his 21-yard touchdown run. Also, if you have any unwanted camcorders working or not, please call 244-8824. If you have any information about that, I can't think of anything else.
Also, for any Wolverine basketball home game this year, I will make that bet that I will walk home if they lose any game this year because easy mood here tonight because Wolverines are winning 41-0.
Let's look ahead to next week, actually. Yes. 6.5 left. The game's pretty much out of hand. Brady Martin kicks it off. It's a low one, and it will be taken by Edmonds coming after he got popped on that last punt return. He's at the 25. Gets off a tackle, has some room to get to the outside.
Wow.
But he doesn't. He's down at the 27-yard line. Juan Angie tossed him to the ground. Eric Walker did. He tossed him right on the ground, and that's where Ambridge takes over at their own 27, first and 10. Look to next week. North Allegheny 6-0. Hosting Seneca Valley tonight, so if they win that game, which I think they should be able to, then they'll be 7-0. They're ranked 3rd in the WPIAL and 4th in the state. That's going to be a great homecoming game. North Allegheny led by a lot of running backs. I really don't know any names right now, but Mike McMahon's their quarterback. He's really solid. One of the top defensive linemen in this area is Willie Knapp. So look for them next week because we have a new quarterback for Ambridge. It's number 8. His name isn't on the roster. Handoff goes to Olguera, and he's tossed to the ground by number 74 for the Wolverines. And that happens to be somebody that
Jeff Back.
That's Jeff Bajay. Correct pronunciation of his last name. I know, looks like Bach, but it's Bajay.
All right.
2nd and 12 at the 26-yard line. 5:48 left in the game.
Guess we'll just call the quarterback John Doe since we have no name for him. So.
Don't to do that. His 8 hands off to the fullback now. And fullback is 55. JT Wetzel. He picks up a yard for the 3rd and 11.
Also coming up this week, some exciting Wolverine sports programming. On Tuesday night at 9 p.m., same-day delay coverage of the girls' volleyball senior recognition game. Wednesday at 9 p.m., same-day delay coverage of the girls' soccer senior recognition game. George Zanik's last game is Wolverine girls soccer coach. And Thursday at 7 p.m., live coverage of the boys' soccer game against Katanning.
And 8 to run the option with Olguera, and he lost the ball. He tried to pitch it out to Olguera, and Wolverines have recovered the fumble at the 24-yard line. 5 minutes left in the game. The leaders 41-0 to the Wolverines, and they do just stand 5 minutes away from breaking the 11-game road losing streak.
It's basically just a matter of time for the Wolverines, as Matt said.
Wolverine cheerleaders there, coached by Danelle Payne and Suzanne Gregg, doing another splendid job as they always do, creating enthusiasm. Here's the schedule. Let's take a look at what's left for the Wolverines. 3-3 coming into tonight. Some impressive wins and some depressing losses, I guess you could say. But looks like we're going to be able to shine with another win there on at Ambridge next week with Allegheny. Joe Taylor's the quarterback of the Wolverines. Played all 4 cornerbacks, and he hands off to the running back and he catches number 4. He went to the line and gets about a yard. And that ball was number 41. And that is Larry McWhite.
We have a terrific technical crew working tonight's game. If possible, if you guys can send up a crew list of everyone who's here tonight, we'd really appreciate that. So you can give credit to those for sustaining the cold weather and out there working hard for us tonight.
Last week's scores there on the screen now. Butler over Newcastle big. North Hills defeated Ambridge big, and so did North Allegheny over Shaler. And of course, the Wolverines defeated Seneca Valley big. Taylor, the southpaw to pass. He's going to take it himself. He's inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by number 31. And that is Jason Bohinski.
It's our first look at Joe Taylor, who's got a lot of JV action this year. Gets his first opportunity in a varsity game. Nice to see him out there. And a nice run there over to the left-hand side.
It'll be 3rd and 4 for Woodland Hills at the Ambridge 18. Clock stopped on that last play as Taylor was knocked out of bounds. 4:13 left in the game. Woodland Hills up 41-0. Taylor up the line again. Slide back one wide receiver, 2 men in the backfield. Taylor, the southpaw, number 15. And he'll give him the flank reverse to number 26, Ben Tate. He's up end at the 20 and he loses yards, making a tackle. Number 89, Dan Beeman. And it'll bring a 4th down and about 5 for Woodland Hills at the 20.
Also got to thank Mike White of the Post-Gazette, who gave me a lot of my information tonight on some of the facts of other high schools and other happenings in WPIAL and PIAA sports. So thanks to Mike White.
Mike White writes columns every week for the Post-Gazette. That's where Brian is able to pick up a lot of information, I'm sure. 4th and 5 at the 20. Wolverines will go for it. Mike Smith lined up as wide receiver. Tate has the slot back, Gordon and McWhite in the backfield. Tate gets the reverse again, trying to get to the outside, and he won't. He loses 7 yards in the play as Ambridge over there to swarm him under on the tackle again. 89, Dan Beeman, along with 76, Rich Dugan.
Also a few more other people to thank tonight. Joe Slick, who works very hard at cameraman every single game for us. Wasn't for Joe, these games really wouldn't be possible. And also to Jody Getzy, who's been our she wants to be known as traveling companion for most of these games.
She also threw the ball in the introduction that
yes.
I had to make the incredible catch on. For those of you in our radio side who haven't seen it, make sure you see it. It had to make an incredible catch. I almost dropped it, actually, but I was able to hold on to it. She was the passer on that play. That's for our technical crew tonight, Ron, Joe, and Bob. And, of course,
we asked
Lee Schaefer, who's our television and production teacher, does a great job year in, year out. Number 8 in a quarterback again. And he slips on the play, just does get the ball off to a running back. And the ball did go to number 44 of Ambridge, Matt Wagner. Loses 2 yards in the play to the 24, it'll be 2nd down. And 12 with 3:03 left in the game.
Never got Ron, Joe, and Bob's last name sent up to us, so if they have those down, I'd like to send them up. Really thanks to Ron, Joe, and Bob for working cameras and graphics and everything for us tonight.
Second down now for Ambridge. It's clock running out here. 41-0. Woodland Hills leads. They're going to try to preserve the shutout. 2nd straight shutout. Big quarters of shutout football. Going into against the game against North Allegheny. Here's number 8 for Ambridge. He's running the option and he cuts back. Picks up 3 yards. Knocked number 71 of Woodland Hills right down. Ron Josie helping tonight.
Directing.
Is number 71, Joe Mitchell. Knocked down on the play as number 8, the backup for Ambridge. Fortunately, we don't have his name on our roster. There's no number 8. set it right back up and ran right into Mitchell and knocked him down.
There's Bob and Joe's name right there.
Bob and Joe Zimmerman, thank you very, very much for your technical crew help tonight. As always, Mr. Lee Schaefer and Mr. Joe Slick. 3rd and 10 of the 27. 8 to pass, pressure, and
a nice pitch there to get that away.
Doug Cody was in there in his face. He pitched the ball out to for 46, Robert Ferry. And Ferry taken back at the 23-yard line, a 4-yard loss. Doug Cody almost had himself a sack, and he's kind of angry he didn't get it. That number 8 was just able to get rid of the ball. Anyway, it's 4th down, and actually he lost 7 on the play. Ball goes all the way back to 20. 4th and 17, and Ambridge to punt. Here it is again. Watch, Doug Cody, 59, goes right through there. No one blocked him.
Wow.
But number 8 just didn't get the ball off.
That's basically a mercy pitch right there because he was going down.
Number 25 back to punt is Josh McMahon. And he gets a high short kick. Mike Smith lets it bounce as Joe Taylor and Mike Smith back receive the kicker, both back up quarterbacks. Matt Wagner downs the ball at the Ambridge 42-yard line. We're down to $1.06 left. 41-0 Woodland Hills.
Another way to use your backup quarterbacks as kick returners. Get them some action in the game. Another new thing I haven't seen so far, but hey, new things are always coming.
And now the quarterback for this drive is Mike Smith, number 10. Looks like he will just kick this and we'll finish this off. Again, next week, big with a capital B. Woodland Hills and North Allegheny. It's the homecoming game on Friday, October 18th. The kickoff is live at 7 p.m. The homecoming festivities, the parade, and all the pregame stuff will start at 5 o'clock as number 31, Bertie Smith, gets the carry, and he's up to the 36-yard line. A pickup of 6 in the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, Bernie's really had some nice action here tonight. It's probably a really good game for him. Hasn't been able to get in much at all during the season, and he really has to appreciate a good game like this tonight.
2nd down, 6.
Some of the
39
fans
yards
still lingering around there. And of course, the replay times of tonight, you'll see us after the game whenever we get home for those on your radio side.
Around about 11 o'clock. Saturday noon, then 7, and Monday again at 7. Smith to pass. Looking, looks like he wants to take it himself, and he's sacked for a 5-yard loss, making the sack number 32, Dave Smith, who's been punting all night.
I'm sure Smith doesn't really mind that hit, though, because he's been rolling out. I'm sure he likes to get his feet a little wet there. And I was talking about the Smith that got hit, Mike, the one that got hit. I'm sure Dave didn't mind hitting Mike either, but...
Dave Smith, the punter, number 10, he's punted pretty well. He's only a sophomore, too, so he'll be around for a couple more years. Some really nice punts tonight for Ambridge, one of their few bright spots. Down to 23 seconds left, probably final play of the game. Mike Smith under center on 3rd and 11. Hand off to go to the fullback. And he goes through the line, carrying it for Woodland Hills. Is number 55, Jim Ruane, who normally plays offensive line.
And that clock looks like it's going to tick down, and
Jim's
that's going to be it.
run there will take the clock down to 0. And yes, the 11-game road losing streak is a fact of history. As of right now, as the Wolverines defeated the Bridgers of Ambridge 41-0. Brian, final comments.
Well, the Wolverines, 2 shutouts in a row. That looks impressive. I don't care who you're playing. 2 shutouts in a row is great. They're looking good going into next week. Biggest game of the year, North Allegheny homecoming. Coming out to the Wolverina. Kickoff at 7 p.m. The parade's at 5 p.m. This Wolverine team needs your support. And if you can't make it out to the game for some reason, make sure you tune in on Woodland Hills High School television for our action.
Well, again, until Friday, this is for everyone here at Woodland Hills High School television. I'm Brian Morozak. This is Matt Bush wishing you all a pleasant good evening from Mo Rubenstein Stadium in Ambridge. The final score, Woodland Hills 41, Ambridge nothing. The 11-game streak is over. You've been watching Woodland Hills High School television on your local TCI and Time Warner Cable Networks.
Good night, everybody.